So this was 16 from last night. It says, a meat department manager discovers that she can sell M of X kilograms of ground beef in a week. So M of X is going to be amount sold. Where M of X is equal to that equation if she sells it at X dollars per kilogram. So X is going to be the price for 1 kilogram. She pays her supplier. Okay, so her cost, 3.21, is the cost for 1 kilogram from her supplier. Okay, so what all I'm doing with this, right from my book, this is my book, right? Okay, put it right there. Okay, so this is just grabbing information from the question. It's always good in any sort of math word problem, which we're starting to get to. Okay, there won't be many in this first unit. Okay, somebody actually wrote that as a weakness of the course. They wanted more word problems. We will get more word problems as this begins here, but I'm not the type of teacher who would throw this actually on the test with no guidance. Okay, this is any word problem you get to, write down what you know. So all I did was I read through the first paragraph and picked up the key piece of information. All right. The one thing we haven't really gone through too much is the talk about profit. It says determine an algebraic expression for profit. So P of X is going to be profit. Does anyone here work at a store or sold lemonade in their spare time when you were kids? Does anyone here work at a store or something? Okay. How much do you know what profit means? What's profit going to be? So how much you make. Okay. So what it's going to be is the amount that you sell. So sales minus your cost. So profit's going to be the difference between actually what you sell. So let's say I sell my iPhone. Okay. This costs me $100. All right. But you buy it from me for $500. Well, that's not funny. Sadler's iPhone, look at my contact list. It's priceless. Yeah, right. My mother and my wife and my brother. But anyway, though. So again, the point is that I'm only making $500. Right? I sold it for $6. That's the sales, but it cost me $100 to begin with. So the gap between those is what the profit is. The profit is what stores want to maximize. Okay. This equation for sales is going to be the price for 1 kilogram times the number of kilograms. So the number of kilograms was this. Okay, so what this is this is the price of 1 kilogram. This is your number of kilograms. I'm going to the next slide. As far as the cost goes, you're going to lose $3.21 times the number that you sell. So this is your so every time you sell a kilogram, it's going to cost you $3.21. Okay, generally the way profit works is this. This is the way sales work. Anyone here work at a grocery store? Oh, perfect. You're the two people are the two perfect examples. Let's say that Pepsi goes on sale for $1.99 for a 6-pack. What happens? You sell out. Okay. What happens is generally what happens in life is when you drop the price of something, you'll sell more of it. And if anyone ever wants to go into business, this is a rule. As soon as the price drops for something, you'll sell more of it. The same thing goes true in the opposite. When you raise the price of something, what's going to happen? Tell less of them. Okay, I'm going to tell 2 stories now, and I shouldn't do this because I want to get through my lesson today. The first story is about, there's all sorts of things it is, but I'm thinking of Cabbage Patch Kids. Anyone know what a Cabbage Patch Kid is? Okay. My daughter actually has Cabbage Patch Kids. They're these ugly little dolls. Sorry, they're not ugly. They're beautiful in their own way. But basically, it's a cheap little, it's a doll that's beautiful in its own way that's got the head of a cabbage. Sorry, it's got the head of a cabbage there, And then the idea behind it is if you have brown hair, it has beautiful brown hair. Like if it is blonde hair, you have blonde hair, and so on and so forth. When these first came on, and this me as a parent, I'll understand this. They came out maybe about October of a year, and they had commercials, Cabbage Patch Kids, and every single child wanted them. Okay, every single child. It's just like right now. The example now would be Frozen. Oh, I can't get enough of Frozen. Okay, on and off. That's all I hear about. Okay, so what happens is Ava or your daughter goes to you. I really want a Cabbage Patch Kid. So what happened in 1985 was every single store would be sold out of these things. So they would get a sign in the window saying, tomorrow we are getting 15 Cabbage Patch dolls. And what would happen? Well, there would be a 50 or 100 or 1,000 angry mothers trying to get in to get their little babies these things. So what did they have to do? What did the company end up doing? Make more? No, well, they couldn't really do that. So what do the stores do? No, they raise the price. They jack the price. Cabbage Patch dolls cost like $150 for these things. Okay, which if you have them, they're not that impressive. You know what I mean? If you've seen them before, right? But the price skyrocketed for that. Okay. The other thing, another example I'm going to do is the opposite. When I was in university, they had 55-cent Big Macs. Okay, for at McDonald's. Okay, and all the guys like, yeah, awesome, like, great. What was the idea behind 55-cent Big Macs from McDonald's? Yeah, you would sell like a ton of Big Macs. Okay, you'd sell a ton. But I'm thinking as a university kid, me and my whole dorm would go and we'd all have 10 Big Macs, little feast of the week, right? And whatever. Okay. But the idea was the McDonald's thought was you go to McDonald's, they wouldn't make much from the Big Mac, right? But you'd buy fries and a drink and everything else, and you'd make money. But what happened was there were people like me would go there and say, I'll take 2 Big Macs and not get anything else. Right? So because of that, it's not a successful business venture. You know that because McDonald's sells billions of hamburgers, and they don't still do that, right? So that's the reason for that. Anyway, so that's my 2 examples of the price rising, the price falling. And again, think of yourself at the grocery store, right? For you, right? As soon as you see pop is $1.99, people bring their big giant trailers, and they try and get 15, and they say, this will try to happen. Your kid is one member of the family, so they can take 4, and then the brother is one member of the family, so they can. You know what I'm saying? They do all that sort of stuff and learn what the product is. The point is for this question, I'm going to run out of time, so I don't know if I'm really actually going to actually solve this. The way to actually solve this question, sorry I'm talking too much today, is we're going to expand all this out. You're going to get 1,400, you're going to say P of x is 14,700x minus 3040x squared minus, I can't remember what these were. Whatever these were, 47. What else is here for this? Do you have these numbers? Yeah. 47. 47170. And then plus 9758. Okay, so P of x, I'm getting a big header of the way here. So negative 3040x squared plus what was that 24458 4x minus 4770. That's your equation for profit. Now, in about 2 months, you'll be able to find that very, very easily. Like last night, that was probably almost impossible to find. Okay, last night. Okay, I'm sorry about that. But by the end of next unit, you'll be able to find these types of questions we'll do all the time. It'll be easy. Okay, so just a way to think what I want you to do here, and we'll stop here on this one. Profit is sales minus cost. Okay, in order to get profit, it's going to be the unit price times how many sells, then subtracting the cost of 1 times how many sells. Okay? And think like McDonald's or whoever doesn't care what the price of their burgers are, they just want to make the most money. Like that's the thing. Okay, let me read the rest of the question. I'll talk you guys through it, because with that you should be able to handle it. It says, and I quote, determine the equation for the inverse. Okay, so the inverse, we do what we just did, right? Complete the square and then switch it. That's the inverse. Trying to interpret its meaning. If that's the equation for profit, what would the inverse of that be? Yeah, no, well, not really, okay. The inverse would be is you're putting in your profit and you're getting out a number. So you put in, I want a profit of $2,000. You put that into your inverse, and it would say to set the price of meat at $2 a pound or whatever. Okay, right? So it's just going to switch for that. Write an expression to represent the price over 1900 in profit. That's like P prime of 1900. Determine the price will maximize profit. That's going to be P of X with the vertex of that. And then supply drops with price. Yeah, this is a messy one. When the price drops, then the 3.21 drops. Alright, so that's just a big question. So that is. Someone remind me, and we will take this up in the next unit when we do profit. Okay, so I'm going to pick on Taylor. Okay, Taylor, when we do this again in our next unit, we'll go through this in great detail, this question. Okay. As far as your tests and stuff goes, you can ignore this one. We'll talk about that. Okay. Good? Okay. Stay positive. I haven't told you guys about Cabbage Patch Kids. Okay, 10 minutes of